And Scooble was the big guy that we're going to trade. Listen, if you want to win at the big league level, you got to have elite starting pitching. You got the best starting pitcher. Guy's going to win the Cy Young, or has a chance to win the Cy Young, and you held on to him. Good move, because you have a lot of great young players that are coming up through that system that have a chance to win. AJ Hinch is doing a great job. So kudos to Scott Harris and those guys out there in Detroit, and David Stearns in the front office with the Mets for doing the right things at the deadline, because it's showing right now,
And I'm in love with the good life. Can't give it up. Make it to the top, keep climbing. I wanna live it up. The good life. I'm coming up, I'm coming up. The good life, good life. Oh, good life, good life. Good life, good life.
Boom, coming in hot, Kitty. What's going on, man? I'm out here at the Lamberg residence out here in Westchester, New York. Good buddy of mine, Josh Lamberg, and his wife, Kara, great people who had us out here last night. I was hitting with his son, Henry, who's a breakthrough pro, participant, which is great. And I'm just a good buddy of mine from college. And, we're hanging out.
That is some fire pit he's got back there out there. That is gorgeous.
He loves it. He's burning wood all the time, dude, all the time. Said, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
Dude, my back is burning wood. I have never been in this much pain. I heard a pop yesterday. You tell me about your back pain all the time. It's crippling. It's crippling. I couldn't even put a hat on just now. I was like,
I know. Well, I called you. I'm like, dude, you ready to go? You're like, it's going to take me 10 minutes to get down the stairs. It's the worst. It's the worst.
It's right here. I don't know. I hate aging, dude. I don't want to live past 60. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I want to live past 60. Don't say that out loud, shit.
No, you're right. Well, screw it. Let's talk about somebody who's 25 years old and living. I don't like the term living their best life. I think that's an overrated term, but Austin Wells for the New York Yankees is actually living his best life.
Bro, we could be, first off, absolutely love Wellesley. One of my favorite guys last year when I was with the Yankees, man. Just a great kid, gets it. Guys love him. He's just a great personality. You gravitate toward Wells. He's just a positive, great guy. But on the flip side of that, that's great and all. But like, if you also rake and you can catch one of the best catches in the game, pretty soon you become a legend in New York. But dude, this guy drove in 4 runs last night. Another big home run. I think with Wellesley now, we're starting to talk about Rookie of the Year candidate. He hasn't really been in that conversation. Yeah, I think he is in it. As a matter of fact, one of the front runners, I believe now.
Yes, dude, pretty cool. I mean, first of all, he's got the clout, dude. He's Las Vegas high school. Oh my God.
Oh, you all right, dude?
Oh my God.
Bless you, and I hope you're okay.
I'm keeping this in the show. I just sneezed and I broke my back. Case. That was so painful. Okay. I can do this. Anyway, I digress. Went to high school in Las Vegas, went to University of Arizona. We know Kumyati and those guys. That's a pretty awesome school. He's batting 4th for the Yankees, and Juan Soto and Aaron Judge are on the team. This guy bats 4th in that lineup most days and has had some of the biggest hits of the season for the Yankees.
Yeah, and since he's been put in the 4-hole, that's where he's really excelled. I also think too, if you're in that lineup and you're watching Soto and Judge navigating a bat, you're going to become a better player, because you're like, wow, they're not swinging at that pitch, they're taking that pitch, they're driving that pitch. I think Wellesley's gotten better just by being in that spot, and obviously he's going to get pitched to in that 4-hole. So, that's good too, to know you're getting pitched to. So. And also, Chinch, he's been one of the things with Wellesley last year, like, we don't know if he can catch up here. He's been one of the best catchers in the game.
One of the best
catchers. He's actually one of the best catchers in the game. So kudos, hats off to you, Wellesley. I mean, one of the best, like I said, dude. What a great personality. One of my favorite guys. To see him doing as well as he's doing in that 4-hole for the Yankees, and basically won the game for him last night, man. He basically won the game for him last night. So huge win for them too, because the Orioles are, they've lost 3 in a row. The Yankees are now a game and a half up. Dude, the O's over the last, I don't know how many it is. I think it's like the last 70 games or something. I believe they're like below 500.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm buddies with Ryan Ripken, Cal's son, who's a
Yeah.
great guy, and he's like locked in. He's got a great podcast down in the Baltimore area, and he does Orioles stuff and he does Raven stuff, and great show. If you guys go check him out, but he's always telling the same way we're talking about, like the New York market is like everybody's like the sky is falling and both teams are horrible and it's going to be the worst thing ever. Orioles fans are freaking out too because they know they're good, but Orioles fans like jump off bridges after some big losses. Dude, 12-3 to the Red Sox last night. Don't Red Sox are still sitting there a little bit like, and everybody's got to play them. But the Orioles have had their ups and downs. They have had chances to take that division from the Yankees, and they've had their struggles just as much. And I just don't think we talk about them, or the media talks about when they have some downtime the way you talk about the Yankees or the Dodgers when they're struggling.
Yeah, and the moves they made at the deadline too. They got Eflin, and Eflin's on the DL, I believe. And then they also got made that big trade. They traded Connor Norby and Kyle Stowers for Trevor Rogers, the lefty, and he was sent down to the minors.
Right.
So like the two big moves they made at the deadline really didn't pay off.
Yeah.
Whereas Jazz Chisholm and a couple of things that the Yankees did pay off. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see because I think the Yankees are getting stronger. With Judgy, about to get hot again. I mean, that's about to swing. So like the Yankees are in a good spot with that rotation. They're Clark Schmidt's back, Heel's back. So interesting point of where that division is. But let's go on the other side of New York and look at what the Mets are doing because huge win last night. They almost blew that lead. They were up one nothing. That went to 1-1. They scored too late, so they ended up winning. I think 3-1. And why that's so huge is because the Braves lost 1-0 to the Reds, I believe. And there you go with like the Padres lost to Arizona Diamondbacks. Now that wild card race is getting super tight now, dude.
It's crazy.
Super tight.
Yeah, so I'll just put the numbers up there. San Diego Padres are 81-64. They have the best record of the wild card teams. But by the way, the Brewers are 82-61. So Padres are a game and a half up in that first spot. D-backs are one up in the second spot. Then there's the Mets are there. Braves are a full game behind the Mets now, which is I can't believe that's happened over the last like couple months. Cubs 5, Cardinals 6.5. I'll keep them in there. But yeah, that wild card is a little crazy. And let's not forget, dude, the Mets play the Phillies a bunch, and they are only 7 back in the division. Can you imagine if the Mets go in and play with Philly and take them down, maybe get like 4 games off them and win the division? It's actually feasible. They playing the best baseball in the league.
They're playing great baseball, Chance, but I don't think that's possible.
I agree.
I don't think that's possible, but it's a good pipe dream. But it could happen. Anything's possible. Yeah. I mean, the way the Phillies are playing, though, they had a big win last night. How about Cody Clemens? Mm-hmm. Cody Clemens, dude, is Roger Clemens' son. This guy can hit a little bit, dude.
Yeah, he can.
Had the big walk-off last night, so that was a big hit. Schwarber hit an absolute thunderous bomb yesterday. Oh my gosh, he's so good, dude. Crushed the ball, absolutely crushed one. But that race too, man. Watching the Phillies, that they're a fun team to watch. Just this wild card is just getting interesting, dude. We say it a lot, but it's worth saying again. The way this new system is with the wild card teams and having 6 teams in on each side, it's like makes it so much more interesting for so many teams and cities that would have been out of it by now. There's so much interest with only a couple weeks left.
Look, dude, I'm giving credit to the league right now because I remember I was in the control room that wild card Wednesday. It was the greatest night in baseball history as far as the entire country with all those teams going back then. And Rob Manfred and Tony Petitti and Chris Marinak have been trying to bottle that and find a way to get us to that last day of the season and that last week of the season being like that night. And I got to give them total kudos for the way this wild card is set up now And when you see all of these teams all kind of playing the same way, you said to Tim Kirchin last night, nobody's going to win 100 games, but do you even care about that right now? It's not like bad baseball's being played. I think it's just a lot of teams who are just battling. It's almost like when you used to play summer ball and you would get in those tournaments and how great tournament baseball is. Tournament baseball is really cool. Brian Kenny talks about tournament baseball all the time. That's what we're in right now. These guys are all in a tournament trying to get into, that next level of the tournament.
No, that's that tournament feel where you're talking about like March Madness. You want to feel like, oh man, my team's in it. It's down to the stretch. It's do or die. That's what we're starting to feel now. I mean, these teams so many teams are in it coming down the stretch. I mean, even in the American League, Kansas City lost last night. The Twins are trying to get there. The Tigers are still trying to make a run with the Mariners, and what's the other team you said too? The Tigers, Mariners, and
dude, the Rays are. Let me rip through the AL wild card because we're not. That's not getting us enough love. Orioles are 5.5 up. They're going to make the playoffs. Right. Royals are only 2.5 games up on the Twins. But here's this: the Red Sox, Tigers, and Mariners are all just 3 games out of that wild card.
There you go. Red Sox, Tigers, Mariners, and and the Red Sox have scuffled big time lately. You have to think there's maybe another hot run in them. Mm-hmm. So and the Mariners have the pitching. The Tigers have the mojo, the young talent. So it's awesome, man.
Yeah, I'll even go further. The Rangers are 6 out. The Rangers did it last year. Again, not you. I know you get that feeling. You are a player when you 6 and 7 games. I think.
Yeah, you're relying so much on other people. If you're like a game and a half now, 2 games, it's kind of in your hands. But you're 6 back. You're really waiting on people to lose.
How about 3 games? 3 games, you feel
3 games. 3 games, you're like, okay, we just got to keep winning. You got to keep winning. They might win every pitch. Yeah. Literally, it comes down to that. Season, you're living and dying at every pitch. Right now, that's the same way. You feel that way, like, oh, we got to win every pitch.
Yeah, and let's give some credit to like some of the GMs and some of the presidents of organizations. Like Mets were one because. I'm sorry, David Stearns made every correct move that he's possibly made, even though in the New York market, it's like, oh, they didn't get Soto. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. He's clicked on everything. And let me give credit to the Tigers for not dealing everybody wanted Tigers players at the trade deadline. Everybody did. They didn't get rid of a lot of people. And everybody's like, oh, what did they do? They could have gotten some prospects. Guess what? They're 3 out of the wild card. The Detroit Tigers might make the playoffs. It's a possibility,
Yeah, good for David Stearns and the Mets for what he did. That front office. Got Mania, got Severino, Carlos Mendoza. You can go down the list of great moves they made. JD Martinez late. Didn't get the. Didn't go get the big free agent, didn't trade guys. That was huge. Harrison Bader, small things like that. And then you look at the Tigers. Dude, sometimes the right move is to not make a move. Sometimes the right move is not make a move. And that's what the Tigers did. They have so much good young talent. And Scooble was the big guy that we're going to trade. Listen, if you want to win at the big league level, you got to have elite starting pitching. You got the best starting pitcher. Guy's going to win the Cy Young or has a chance to win the Cy Young. And you held on to him. Good move because you have a lot of great young players that are coming up through that system that have a chance to win. AJ Hinch is doing a great job. So kudos to Scott Harris and those guys out there in Detroit and David Stearns in the front office with the Mets for doing the right things at the deadline because it's showing right now,
Yeah, man. Hey, great primer. We had a great primer yesterday with Tim Kirchin. If you haven't listened to that episode, go listen to it because
great episode.
He laid everything out, and he's just unbelievable.
It's a great Cooperstown stories too. When you start hearing stories from Sandy Koufax, Johnny Bench, and Paul Balder, that was awesome.
So good. I'll throw a clip out there for all the fake fans who say, "Oh, I watched your show." No, you didn't. You watched. But I'll give a clip to the fans who don't want. Yeah, man, go back out there. You guys gonna fire up that?
Get the fire going, dude. We'll get the fire going here in a second. Nice. Why wouldn't we? But dude, JT, great seeing you, brother. I love you. I'll catch you tomorrow. Everyone out there, thanks for listening. Don't forget, subscribe, download, move those numbers for us. I'll talk to you, buddy.
Love you.